Hare Krishna. So firstly I would like to say that I'm not any guru, or I'm not any very learned person. I'm just a very ordinary person, like maybe much lower than all of you. You are more learned. I'm just trying to repeat whatever I've learned from my guru, and in my little spiritual life I've had many people who have inspired me. By material qualification, I'm a CA, MBA, and did my IT and the same thing that everybody does, right? Been around. I came back with my family to India, to Hyderabad, and now in my home avatar. I'm very blessed to be between all of you. Thank you. And in my endeavor of explaining Vedic literature, I might make mistakes. Please forgive me. Like if your housemaid makes any mistake, you forgive her in the same way you forgive me. Thank you. So we were discussing about the 12 sessions. I will not go through the whole thing again, right? These are basically the science of self-realization, we call this course. Reason is it raises our consciousness so we can start understanding Bhagavad Gita. And by the time we finish these all topics, we would have already finished at least 40% of Bhagavad Gita. And then we start the detailed Bhagavad Gita, right? So we discussed about what are people looking for. Everybody is looking for, they are looking for pleasure. And where do they find the pleasure? Can any children answer? Okay. Today some are absent actually because of the Sankranti. By the way, belated Sankranti wishes to all of you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so how do we derive the pleasure? We derive it by eating, by sleeping, by defending, by maitunam cha, sex life. Yes. So these four activities are same between animals and humans, isn't it? Even animals do it, even humans do it. So what is that one thing that humans can do which animals cannot do? And where is it mentioned? It is mentioned in Mahabharata, a beautiful verse. If you all, let's chant together. Ahara nidra bhayam yutunam cha samanyam etat pashubir naranam धर्मे ही एको अधिको विशेषो धर्मेण हीन पशु ही samana. Yeah, so basically if we are not practicing religion, or we are not understanding what is dharma, we are equal to an animal, because eating, mating, sleeping, defending, even animals can do, isn't it? We might see a big Audi car going outside. The person is qualified from ISB and he has got 2 villas in Tellapur, 1 flat in Gachibowli, and a nice family, beautiful wife, obedient children. But if he is not practicing any dharma, he is equal to an animal. This is how strong the scriptures are saying, right? When you have taken birth as a human, Durlabha Manusha Janma, we should understand at least why we have taken birth. Who are we? Where are we coming from? What is the whole purpose of this life, right? Like that. So Veda Vyas has written this. We have covered this in the previous session. Actually, I am wearing this and recording it. So I am publishing it in our group also. So if you want to recap what you have already heard, you can do that. And you can, if some of you who are coming a little later, like Prabhuji has come for the first time today, you can hear the previous 2 sessions. We have recorded it and kept it in YouTube. Yeah. So we discussed these topics on length. So what is the human intelligence for? We don't, Bhagavad Gita explains kripana. Kripana means conjuice, right? So what is conjuicy here? We have something but we are not using it. We have the great intelligence given by Krishna. But what are we using for? How to make dal, paneer butter masala, where to go and eat, right? Which flat to buy, which side the false ceiling should come, isn't it? Which side, which office, which salary, which is a better employer. All these things are nonsense, animalistic people, even animals do, defending, mating, all that. But human beings should go beyond. They should go beyond all this, right? And serve the Supreme Lord and try to understand why we have taken birth. Human intelligence is to discriminate between good and bad, permanent and temporary, and freedom versus real freedom. I will not discuss this. We have discussed on length previously. So we should not waste our time. Question without hesitation. Now is the time to question. Even we are born in Sanatan Dharma. There are so many things that we have been taught from our young age to do in our houses, but we have not questioned why we do what we do. right? We can question now. There is no harm. Actually, the whole aspect that we should not question about God is what is taking us away from God. We should question, do you even exist? Why your name is Varaha? What is the meaning of Vamana? Right? And why did you kick that Bali Maharaj's head? I don't like what you're doing. Then Acharya will come and explain that, no, you don't understand, because this is what happened, this is what it is done. So because we're not questioning, we have a lot of doubts and we are going away from God. Apply intelligence to beliefs. Find out who is the authority, whom to learn spiritual knowledge from. Very, very important thing. We discussed about KPRT syllabus. How many remember? International school. Will not join our children, right? We only want CBSE or ICSE. The same way, for spiritual knowledge also, you should not go to any era, gera, Baba, Amma, here, there. You should be very clear. We should go to Sampradaya Acharya. Then that person will explain nicely, what is the purpose, how we have to practice. Inquire and get answers from the authority. Otherwise, we are kripana. Otherwise, we are kanjus. We are not using our intelligence. Bhagavad Gita answers basically 5 things. By the end of Bhagavad Gita, learning Bhagavad Gita, you will get full understanding of these 5 things. What are they? Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. Meaning time, activity. Prakriti means material nature. Jiva means soul. And Ishvara means God. Right? These 5 understandings you will perfectly get. Now, we discussed last week about the problems in life. So, do you all remember what were the problems in life? Criteria, right? So, is there a criteria for deciding what is the real problem in life? Because, for a lot of people, if they don't get that SMS first of the month, ting, it's a big problem. Credit kyun nahi hua? Salary is not created, isn't it? But that's not a problem for agriculturist, because he doesn't have to care for any salary. So his problem is not his problem, right? But there should be some criteria to determine what are the real problems in life. What are the problems that should work for? What is that criteria? Let's start from here.
It should be problem for everybody.
Everybody, Hari Bol. Mataji, next. You were absent last week and you did not hear the recording. Okay. That's okay. So you can learn it, recap. Yes, Mataji.
It's actually not a problem. You can't escape from it.
You cannot avoid it. Right? You can't avoid it. So it's everybody's problem. No one can avoid it. Prabhuji. Third one. Okay. So it's everybody's problem. No one can avoid it and nobody wants it. Hari bol. Nobody wants it. It's not like, tomorrow morning you'll go and say, Krishna, Bhuvara Swami, mere ko diabetes de do. You'll never ask, right? Because those problems you'll never ask. What are the main 4 problems in life as per Bhagavad Gita, which fit this criteria? Birth, death, old age, disease. Isn't it? Who wants to become old here? Anybody? Who is voluntarily wanting to become old? Nobody wants. In fact, they don't want to look old. Isn't it? They want to look very young. Always people write in their WhatsApp, some statement you write, right? Along with your WhatsApp thing, profile thing. They say, stay young ever, like that they write. Please come here, you can sit. Anywhere you're comfortable, Hare Krishna. Yeah, like that. So, so illiteracy, traffic, or all these things, poverty, these things are not really problems. They are our created problems. But the real problems in life have to fit this criteria. It is everyone's problem, no one wants it, and no one can avoid it. Right? Then only it's a problem. And Bhagavad Gita is saying, repeat after me. In 13th chapter, 9th verse, Lord Krishna is saying, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. So Lord Krishna is saying Janma means birth. Mrityu means death. Jara, old age. Vyadi, disease. Yeah. So these 4 things are a big problem. Because no one wants it, it's everybody's problem and no one can avoid it. We all have to face it one day. Invariably. Right? No matter we are born in America or in India or in Gachibowli or in which part of the country, doesn't matter. We will get disease. Isn't it? Birth, old age, birth, death, old age and disease. And we discussed on length why these are a problem. Remember? I gave a lot of examples why old age is a problem and why disease is a problem. Sometimes people have questioned, how come birth is a problem? Because we normally feel that, nicely inside the womb, we'll be relaxing, mother will be feeding us. No, it's not like that. If you read Bhagavatam, it is horrific how we take birth. It is so, what is that? Painful for a soul to come out. If you read the Bhagavatam, in the third canto, Kapila Dev speaks to his mother Devahuti. He explains that knowledge was revealed millions of years ago, and it is there in Bhagavatam, which was written 5,000 years ago. And when the doctors read that thing, that goes into detail of day 1 what happens, day 10 what happens, first month what happens, second month what happens, when our consciousness comes out, and since when we are tired, we are sitting inside. Why is the child kicking? So the child wants to come out. Right? So many things are explained. So birth is not a good thing. And more importantly, once we take birth, disease follows, old age follows, and death also follows. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Now we are going to discuss about levels of Vedic intelligence. Right? In Vedas it is explained there are 4 levels of intelligence. Number 1, most intelligent people are the people who hear and understand. Say Prabhuji ne bol diya, this is correct. Or say some Maharaj, say Chinnajir Swami Maharaj has come here, he has told something, so immediately that is right. These are the most intelligent people. Less intelligent than them are the people who want to see and realize only. Unless they see, they won't believe. Like, I want to see it, even though that Maharaj told, but I want to see. Even lesser intelligent than them are the ones who undergo and then they accept. For example, if I tell that, doing robbery is bad, right? Doing robbery is bad. Now the most intelligent people will say, yes, Prabhuji told right, we should not do robbery, right? But less intelligent than that, they will go and find a robber who is robbing and they want to see, oh, is it really bad? Is he really facing any problem? Right? And third category are the people who will actually rob, get caught, right? And then they'll say, and the worst category are they undergo, they forget and they again do it, right? They get caught, they put in a jail, they come outside, they again hear robbery is bad, again they do it, right? So in the same way, Vedic knowledge, when we are getting it, when we are hearing from the scripture, the most intelligent thing to do is accept it, because it is coming from the scripture. The scripture itself is a base. In fact, the third session of Science of Self-Realization will go in depth on scriptures. I will have to prove to you that scriptures are actually true. Scriptures are not written by human beings. How do I prove that scriptures are not manipulated? Right? How this is printed in a printing press? How can you tell this is Bhagavad Gita? Maybe what was spoken 5,000 years ago, now it is different, isn't it? A lot of people have a lot of questions. Prove me, Prabhu, that every statement is true, scientifically true, like that. So we will get into a little bit of that aspect in the third session. Right? We discussed about it, right? How is birth a problem? How is death a problem? How is old age a problem? How is disease a problem? You see, Shastra, Krishna did not speak Bhagavad Gita, because he was in a good mood or Arjuna wanted to just ask some questions casually. No, there was a great knowledge that was transmitted to us. And in fact, the greatest duty of the Brahmanas is to give this knowledge to us. The whole, Varnashrama Dharma that we had, how many heard the word Varnashrama? Varna Ashrama. Right? Chatur Varnam Maya Shreshtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Krishna says, I have created this Chatur Varna according to Guna. Meaning, what are the 4 Varnas? Does anyone know what are the 4 Varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. What does it mean? Our head on the body is a Brahmana, which has the intelligence to think and guide the entire body. Isn't it? Next is Kshatriya. Kshatriya means the arms. The arm power, the muscles that you have, isn't it? Whatever the mind says, the arms do it, and it also protects the body. If something comes, you immediately stop with your hands, isn't it? And then what is Vaishyas? The whole nervous system. Everything that is eaten is passed on to every part of the body. Every limb every organ is nicely energetic, isn't it? And finally the Shudra, meaning the working class, which is your legs. You all have come here because you have legs, isn't it? If you don't have legs, how will you come? Very difficult, isn't it? So in the same way, this whole body is created with 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Can you tell me which one is not important here? You cannot survive without legs. You cannot survive without nervous system. You cannot survive without your arms and muscles. You cannot survive without a head. But the head is a little more important because it guides the whole body. What to do, what not to do. Isn't it? Yeah. But as per Krishna, all the four are actually important. See, the whole caste system, all this is not created by God. God has created a beautiful Varnashrama system. But people, due to their ulterior motives, have divided, and they have taken advantage. So, Brahmana's main duty is to give this knowledge. Right? When we go to a temple, we do a lot of rituals. But we also should understand this knowledge so that ritual becomes spiritual. Right? Without understanding the knowledge, then the whole thing will be like, okay, I've got a coconut, I've got a mango leaf, I've got, 2-3 things, I'm keeping, say 3 times swaha, swaha, swaha. But why am I doing it? What is the connection? Right? This connection is established through knowledge. Very, very important to get knowledge. So Brahmanas give this knowledge. So these are the 4 Varnas. And what are the 4 ashramas? 4 ashramas are Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Right? Brahmacharya means the first 25 years of life, assuming that we'll live for 100 years, first 25 years of life, it's all about accumulating knowledge. Right? Women are taught by their mothers, men are taught by their fathers, and both parents are teaching, and the Gurukul system, they are teaching. What is the purpose of life? Even before you get married, everything is explained. And then after that is Grahastha Ashram. When you take the responsibility of a family, you get married to a nice woman coming from a family. In some places, some of the spiritualists, they remain Naishtika Brahmachari. Like His Holiness Chinnajir Swami Maharaj. He never married. He is declared that this life, his body is for service to Sriman Narayana, right? So as simple as that. So some people continue the brahmacharya and they also take sannyas. But most of others, they get into Grahastha Ashram. And then after Grahastha Ashram, there is Vanapastha Ashram. Meaning at one time we have to say, thank you very much. What is the time? 50. No, not 50. Right from 25 you should start planning for how to give up at 50. Right? So you are expanding and then you are like, at one point, okay, my business is not to accumulate properties and give it to my grandchildren. That is not the purpose of birth. My business is not to, protect all the properties or become famous in the city. No, that's not my business. I have taken care of my family to a certain point. After this, Haribol, give it to your children, and you can either leave the house and go and serve in a temple like this. Right? You can become, actually, the temples in the past were run by Vanaprasthas, meaning people above 50 who have gained tremendous experience in their life. 50-year-old people are very intelligent, isn't it? They have got official experience, dealing with government they have experience, dealing with people they have experience. With that experience, they come and they handle the temples. Right? And the younger class are going and earning money, and the Vanaprastha class from 50 to 75, they are taking care of temples, or they can even propagate knowledge. Right? They can do all this. Then after the Vanaprastha comes sannyas. When you basically declare to the world that you are materially dead. You don't have a wife, you don't have a father, mother, nothing. No children. You have just declared that I have completely dedicated my life for serving the Supreme Lord. So these are the 4 ashramas. Which ashram is Chinnajit Swami in? Which ashram? Sannyas. Sannyas ashram. Isn't it? Which ashram are most of us in? Grahastha. Anybody unmarried here? No, everybody is married. We are in Grahastha ashram. Before this, we are in Brahmacharya. No, it's not about just age, 0 to 25 I am Brahmacharya. Activities that you do, that's what matters. Right? And Varnashram also, Varna also, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra. What is the Varna for, how can I apply Varnas in my current life? If you ask me, how can I apply Varnas in my, Prabhuji, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, acha hai, lekin wo purana zamane ka hai. Now I can't apply. You see, we all have a nature. When you do your work according to that nature, you will be happy in life. So how many people work in a software company here? IT company? Background, most of us, yeah. So what do you think is the nature that is best suited for a HR role? HR person means somebody has to sit, at least means that is supposed to listen, right? And is supposed to be compassionate with the people who are going through some challenges, and is supposed to guide them in the company, don't worry, things will be fine. So what do you think is the nature that best suits Brahmana? Brahmanical people best fit into the HR roles because they have the compassion to deal. They have this knowledge of the company, the manual, they explain others. So Varna really matters. What do you think is a Varna for a salesperson? Go win the deals. Go win the wars of winning a deal. What is it? Kshatriyas. People who are very energetic, they want to go get it done, they'll go and what do you think is a Varna for for a manager? Kshatriya. Kshatriyas again, Kshatriyas are good administrators. You have Kshatriya features, you should get into managerial roles, right? What do you think is the role for a like a developer or a architect or something like that? They're Shudras because they follow the plan that has been given to them. Nothing wrong being a Shudra. Just try to understand it is your nature. Today, what is the biggest problem? People don't know what their nature is and they have got into different jobs. Some people cannot manage. It is not their skill to manage and they are put into managerial roles. What is the result of that? Anxiety, lack of confidence. They don't know what to do in life. Can you sit down? Right? Lack of confidence. So Varna is a feature created, that is the nature given by God. In the earlier days, the Guru in the Gurukul used to determine what Varna you are from. Brahmana's son necessarily may not be a Brahmana. Like a judge's son is not a judge. Is he a judge? Only when he qualifies to become a judge, he becomes a judge, isn't it? So sometimes after taking birth, all the children are sent to the Gurukul, and in the Gurukul, the Guru will see what are the qualities of this person. This boy's quality kya hai? Is he a good listener? Is he a good orator? Is he good, somebody who has good bhujabala and a good administrative skills? And then he will guide the parents, put this person into agriculture. He is a good Vaishya. Put this person into administrative roles. He can be a good manager, or that kind of rules will be. King will be told, so many managers we have produced from the Gurukul. So it was very scientific. That is the reason job satisfaction index was never there in the past. Now it is a big problem that people are getting into different roles, not only in IT, everywhere. Because we are not following Varnashrama Dharma. We don't know what is Varnashrama Dharma. So we might ask, Prabhuji, abhi ho gaya, main kya karu abhi? I'm already in a role I'm doing. At least now you can try to make some changes at your workplace. So first of all, understand what is your Varna. If you read Bhagavad Gita, it explains what are the Varnas of Brahmana, what are the qualities of a Brahmana, qualities of a Kshatriya, qualities of a Vaishya, Shudra. And if you read Manu Samhita, it gives even more explanation of what are these Varnas. And it's a science that we have to teach the whole world, how to map the right person, the right job. So let's go further. Now, so much important knowledge is there, but unfortunately what is happening outside? Now this slide is a little on the negative front, but sometimes to make you understand the positive, you have to understand what is going on outside. Nobody is talking about Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Tell me how many of you, on an average I can say you're 40 years, so 35 to 40 years old is everybody here, right? Or maybe 30 to 40. How many of you heard about the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi before coming here? Nobody. We read it in Vishnu Sahasranama. We read it. Lot of things we read in Vishnu Sahasranama, but we don't know the meaning. So why are we not being taught about it? Right? The main job of a Brahmana is to come and tell, Bhaiya, I know you want to do Satyarayana Vratam, I know you want to do Sudarshana Homam, but understand that you want to get out of the cycle. The human birth is given for a purpose, but people are all cheating outside. Today religion has become a big, market, commercial market, where people want to create different philosophies and they want to take advantage of innocent people, right? Like this Charvaka Muni, look at his philosophy. His philosophy is, just beg, borrow or steal, you must eat butter. Never mind, live happily, eat, drink, be merry and enjoy. This Muni was there even before Krishna, by the way. 5,000-year-old, philosophy. How many like this philosophy? Very good philosophy, right? Just beg, borrow or steal, you must eat butter. Never mind, live happily, eat, drink, be merry and enjoy. Now people can open an institution like this, somewhere in this area, they can tell, spirituality means what? Eat and enjoy. Life is for enjoying, right? This is the time to enjoy. When you are young, enjoy. When you become old, you may not be able to enjoy. These all philosophies are there. And there are so many speakers like that. Some mission is saying, enjoy life, Anandamaya, just enjoy, no end. Like one person I can quote. How many heard about this Rajneesh? When you heard Rajneesh? Ojo in Pune. What do you think his philosophy was? If you have a desire, fulfill it. You want to enjoy with somebody, go ahead and enjoy. Don't suppress that desire. That was his philosophy. And literally the whole Pune, all the, who do you think became his first disciples? Film actresses, film actors, right, or industrialists, all the stinkingly rich people, they all became his disciples. Obviously, because that's what they want to do, isn't it? And that became a big institution. He has written so many books. And when I was in my college, unfortunately, I also read his books. Osho books, I bought. Sometimes, I used to like the way he writes. See, these people, they write in such a way that you get attracted. Like he wrote in one of the books, he wrote, that one person is coming and slapping another person. And another person is getting slapped, is thinking, I will not slap him back because he will go to hell, I will go to heaven. Right? He's slapping me, so he'll go to hell, I'll go to heaven. Another time he slaps, again he thinks like that only. Another time he slaps, again he thinks like that only. Whole life he's being slapped, but never he returns back. Then finally he dies and he takes birth in heaven. And he's like, I have come to heaven. Very nice, So whatever I did is right. And suddenly he sees all those people who slapped him. They are also in heaven only. Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, what are you doing here? And they say, hey, this is not fair. You slapped me. How can you come to heaven? Then both of them, they go to God. And the God, they ask, hey, what is this? I got slapped. I never slapped him back. He's also in heaven. I'm also in heaven. And God says, when did I tell that there is heaven or hell? You only imagine like that. No, do you think it is attractive philosophy? Nice, right? You all enjoyed me talking, right? This is what these cheaters write. This is what they write in the books. It's very attractive. Hurry, we'll follow this person. So nice to understand what he's speaking. But they are absolutely cheating. Because what does he want to prove? Do anything, it is approved. Do anything, it is approved. Any desire you fulfill. Even if it is extramarital affair, you fulfill. Because that is your desire, that is what you have to do. Because there is no heaven, there is no hell. That is how he is written. At one point, when I was reading his books, in college days, you want to read something, something exciting or whatever. At one point, he wrote a book called Krishna. And I am very big fan of Krishna. I don't know for what reason. I used to watch that B.R. Chopra Mahabharata like 40-50 times, record it and watch it again and again. So when I took this book Krishna, I turned the first page and in the first sentence he wrote, Krishna, I am that Krishna, I have taken birth again, he wrote. Immediately I closed the book, threw it away. That was the last day I read about Osho. But this is what they do. At the end of the day they will say that I am God. Right? I am God. That is what they declare. And they declare that they are Krishna also, Rama also. There is some Baba, he is saying, do whatever you want to do, come to me, I will take you. This is another, bogus philosophy. Saying that whatever nonsense you want to do, you do. You come to me, I will take care of you. Does it make any sense? Is it a convenient philosophy? Very convenient philosophy, right? You can do anything you want. And I say, Baba will take care. Why Baba will take care? It's like, the same Christian philosophy. That you do all nonsense, Jesus will give his blood for you. Right? You do all the sins. Like every Sunday, they go and tell that sin in that, the box, confession box, right? Once one fellow, he used to give $10 or say 50 rupees. Every time he used to go and give the confession, he used to give 50 rupees. And that person will take 50 rupees, he'll tell his what all sins he did last week, he'll tell, give 50 rupees. Another week, 50 rupees. Another week, 50 rupees. Like every week he used to give 50 rupees. One day suddenly he came and gave 200 rupees. I said, why are you giving 200 rupees? No, next 3 weeks I'm not coming, so in advance I'm giving. Because I'll anyway commit sins. So in advance I'm giving. This is called bogus, meaning somebody will protect me for all my nonsense that I do. No. Nowhere in the Vedas it is mentioned like that. You have to take the reactions of what you are doing. You cannot say that somebody else will take on your behalf. So these all convenient philosophies are floating. Or there is another Bhagavan philosophy. What is that? I am God, you are God. This is even more bogus philosophy. Meaning that the moment you go and say, Prabhu, you are Narayan. Prabhu, you are Varaha. Prabhu, you are Krishna. You are Krishna, I am Krishna. We are all Krishna. Hari Bol. Is it a good philosophy? You'll feel so nice. I'll merge into God. I'll also become God. I am God only. Actually, I am God only, but I forgot. Like that they'll tell. So this is another philosophy that goes on. Are these people talking about Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi? Are these people talking about the real purpose of life? They will not speak any of these things. They will simply pollute our minds. Because we don't know anything. We are not spiritually trained, right? Like that Amma, the Mata, keep your mind, eyes and consciousness open, believe in what comes your way, you will experience God, all this nice English, they'll just put the English. See, in YouTube there is one famous person, somebody asked him, does God exist? Right? Does God exist? Now his answer was, God is there in the energy penetrates into the planets in the universe, shines because of that, and in which your existence makes complete meaning, because in that meaning you can see the essence of his energy and experience the God within. Did you understand anything? Did you understand anything? Did he answer the question? No. But if you see the comments below, what a deep answer. No? The YouTube there, what a deep answer. Oh, what a profound answer. Did he quote any scripture? He did not quote any scripture. Does he have a guru? He doesn't have any guru. He only has big beard or no beard. Whatever he has, right? These all people, what they are doing? They are taking our innocence, they are simply pumping philosophy, what they want to say. And sometimes it's meaningless also. See, what we are trying to tell here is, these Brahmanas, did they write the mantras that they are chanting? No. Where are they getting the mantras from? Vedas, isn't it? Everything is already given. The manual is already given. When you buy a mobile phone, do you get a manual with that? You get a manual, right? Manufacturer gives the manual of that particular product. So when we were produced, did God not give any manual? Manual is given. That is Vedas. And we simply have to read the Vedas. Have some faith in the Vedas and understand Vedas under a guru. Then you will understand all these people, who is telling truth and who is telling fake. It's very, very important. Right? Like that. Some Mata, donate to me, hold me. Like that, so many things. So I got this idea, this new Baba in Gachibowli. So what is the philosophy? There is no goal in life, because life is goal, welcome to Goal Yoga. And I am that Goal Yoga teacher, right? If I keep this board outside, so many fools will come. I can make more money than any software job. I'm telling you, no kidding, because people don't know where to go, right? People don't know where to go. You can just make a fool. No one talks about solving the birth, old age, disease and death problem. Nobody talks about it. Bhagavad Gita was not given for entertainment. It was given to solve this problem. Krishna wanted to solve this problem for all of us, right? So we have to understand where to go and learn. There can be minute contradictions in the philosophy, but everything reconciles at death, right? So when you go to different, even approved gurus, sometimes they speak this way, that way, but ultimately everybody agrees death, isn't it? We are all going to die one day. If there was no death, there was no need for any philosophy, right? If there was no, for example, see, just imagine, none of us are going to die. So Prabhuji, class kyun? Why do you want this class? Why are we attending this class? Because somewhere back of the mind we are thinking, I am going to die one day. I am going to get rid of everything that I have in this life. So I should know, why am I dying? How can I avoid this death? How can I not come into the situation again? Isn't it? Truth from Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the ultimate form or format of the body are three. Either you become stool, or you become ash, or you become earth. So, in the morning when we come in front of the mirror, do we feel nice looking at ourselves? Kya banaya, Krishna ne kya aankh diya, kya naak diya, we are so happy looking at our faces, right? Or our bodies, go to a gym, people are looking into the mirror and, moving their hands, legs. I'm looking so nice, I'm becoming perfect, I'm becoming fit. They are thinking like that. But what do you think this body will become at the end of it? Krishna is saying, it will be either stool, or either ash, or either earth. How does it become stool? When you die, some insects will come and eat your body. And what do they, after eating, what do they leave? Stool, will become stool. Or if you are burnt, what do we become? Ash. If you are put into an dafna diya, what do we become? Earth. Right? That is all ultimately this whole body is. This whole thing that we are holding on. Actually, if you look at it, it's not even a millimeter thick is the outermost layer of your body. And below that is what? Below that is mucus, pus, bell, it's like blood. Horrible thing is inside. Just thin, lesser than 1 millimeter skin is making us feel that we are looking nice. Right? When somebody sees an accident on the road, and unfortunately we see some skin ripping off, then you will see, oh my God, what is this? This is what I am made of? This is what is inside? Like that. Why is death a subject not preferred to be discussed by human society? When people talk about death immediately, Prabhuji, thoda life ke bare mein batao na. Why are you telling about death? No, why do you think it's negative to discuss about death? Why do people say it is negative? Anybody? People are scared. People are scared to talk about death. What else? Huh? Unhappiness, it gives unhappiness, right? Why don't you talk about life? Don't talk about death. Prabhuji, Sunday morning बुला बुला के ऐसे मौत के बारे में बात कर रहे हो. You're talking about death, right? Why is it not an auspicious topic to discuss about death? No one wants it, isn't it? No one wants it. And one of the main reasons why people don't prefer to talk about death is because they don't know what happens after death. They don't have the knowledge. It's like a unknown journey. मरने के बाद किसको मालूम है क्या होगा? Nobody knows, right? Because they don't have the knowledge. They've not been trained to understand what happens after death, right? So we will discuss this on length. One of the sessions is only about death. You know, తెలుగులో అంటారు ఆ సెషన్ మొత్తం చావు కొడతాను. మొత్తం చావు గురించే. Some bit from Garuda Puran, some bit from logic, from scientific way. What exactly happens at the time of death? After the session, you should feel confident. You should not feel so much scared about death, because you know what is going to happen. Krishna speaks so much about death in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What happens to a soul after death, right? Now, what are the four problems I talked about? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Are you all following? Yeah. So, are you happy with four problems, or you want more problems? But I'm sorry, I have to tell three more problems. Have you seen the Trishul of Durga, Mother Durga? The Trishul denotes three things. The Trishul denotes three things. What are that? Repeat after me. Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. These three things, right? So whenever Mother Durga sees us getting deviated from spiritual life, she takes that thing and pokes us. She'll poke like this. Immediately, I'll become alert. I want to go for self-realization. What is Mother Durga's role? Anybody knows? What is Mother Durga's role? What is the meaning of Durga? Durga. Dur means to escape. Ga means cannot. She is the guardian of this whole material world. Who is the father of the material world? Lord Shiva. Who is the mother of the material world? Mother Durga. What is her job? She will make sure none of us can escape. We'll going on taking birth, old age, disease, death, birth, old age, disease, death, birth, old age, disease, death. We cannot escape. Unless we become a devotee of Krishna, unless we become a perfect devotee of Narayana, we cannot go out of this material world. And that job is taken care by Durga. And she's sitting outside as Prakriti. She's also known as Prakriti or Parvati. Right? She's sitting there and she's holding the Trishul. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Madhikshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. He says, what is the meaning? According to my order, Durga is functioning. Prakriti is functioning. I will tell her what to do, how to protect. Right? So if you are doing Devi worship, that means you are basically telling Durga, please take care of me. When will Durga Ma be very happy? When you actually come out of this material world, she'll be very happy. But she is guarding the material world so that all these miscreant people, including me, cannot easily go outside unless they become a devotee. Right? So this Durga Ma has these three: Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. These are called kleshas. Three kleshas in scriptures we call, which are three miseries. What is the meaning of the first one? Adhyatmika, body and mind. Right? Body and mind. How many have problems with their mind and body? Nobody? Mind keeps telling all nonsense, right? Do this, do that, why don't you have this? Right? What is the latest iPhone version? 11. Abhi tak kyun nahi kharida? Why didn't buy? Or whatever mobile, now there are 3 cameras behind the mobile. I also should have one camera like that, Mind is never happy with what you have. It always keeps creating problems. And what does it do? It's issues with your own mind. Everyone thinks I am crazy, the mind says that. They look at, it always blames outside people, isn't it? Mind will always say, he is thinking that I am crazy, but I am not crazy. Like that. Or what is the most famous statement wives tell the husbands? You never understand me. Isn't it? Or husbands tell, you never understand me. Because that's a mind problem. Actually that fellow is understanding, but your mind is not allowing you to accept. Or both the ways. Actually it's both the ways. No one understands me, like that. This is a mind problem. We create that problem in our own mind. I have 100 reasons to prove that I am correct, isn't it? Whenever argument happens, do we listen? We don't listen. We first tell, And second also we tell, third also we tell, 100 times we will only tell. We will not listen to the opposite party. That is the reason arguments go on like that, isn't it? So, this is all created by mind. Difficulties created by mind. And what is the surest and the best way to control the mind? Manastrayate iti mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When you chant the Hare Krishna mantra continuously for many, many years and days, it will start controlling, give you the ability to control your mind. Right? We start finding faults with others. He is not like that, he is not like that, she is not like that. But how are you? How are you with others? Will your mind allow you to listen? Never. You are always the perfect, isn't it? I am always the perfect. Whatever I am doing is perfect, whatever I am thinking is perfect. And that perfection creates so many problems, isn't it? Okay. Relationship problems. What is it? No one listens to me. Alternative choice or options. 33% of people in America go to psychiatrists. You know this? 33% people. What is a psychiatrist? What does he do? It's a sober way of saying he is a mental doctor. Simple words, he is a mental doctor. Like earlier people used to say, a mental hospital, you know, have you gone to mental? Now they sophisticated. Are you going to psychiatrist? Yeah, I am going to psychiatrist. It looks a little posh and like sober nicely. But actually that means mental hospital. The fellow cannot control his mind. That's why he goes to psychiatrist. So 33% people in America go to psychiatrist. This is a statistic of WHO given 10 years back. So it has only increased by now, say 40%. Right? So if you just calculate and see, I was thinking, if 33% of Americans are going to psychiatrists, then after a certain time, even a psychiatrist is going to a psychiatrist, isn't it? If you look at it, right? So that is the situation of the Western world. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? Because they don't have any control on mind. They don't have any control on mind. They want to fulfill every desire that they get, isn't it? Next, 70% people are affected by stress and anxiety. Do you know now that the highest percentage of revenue that Apollo hospitals gets is from what? Not from cancer, not from diabetes, stress. It is only from stress, hypertension. You know, there is a separate floor in Apollo now which only deals with hypertension patients. I took one of my friends once, and I said, what is the problem? I said, he's feeling a lot of hypertension, lot of thing. Oh, hypertension? Go to the second floor. I said, second floor? It is only for hypertension? Yeah, only for hypertension. Went to the hypertension. There is a separate form. There is a form for hypertension. Did you have a fight with the boss? Or did you have anything in the office? Or is there any problem at home? Hypertension form. And the biggest cause for death today is hypertension. Hypertension, right? And what is hypertension meaning? Uncontrolled mind. That's all it is, uncontrolled mind. When your mind is not in your control, say something, for example, some work is not happening in the office. It is not happening. Now, are you the only reason for the work to not happen? You are not the only reason. So many reasons are there. If I am talking about, say, IT, the pre-sales fellow completely cheated the customer, right? Some other fellow completely wrote a wrong statement of work. You are never given proper resources. The manager doesn't know what he is telling to the customer, and finally you are doing the work. Are you the only one responsible for the work not to happen? So many problems are there for that. But what does the mind say? You are responsible, do fix it, otherwise you lose your job. That mind is telling everything. It creates hypertension, right? But the person who is control on mind, he will simply analyze the problem and say, see, this is the best I can do. And remaining, I cannot take care of everything. And I'll put a clear communication to the people that this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. As simple as that. People are very cool. Have you seen some really cool people in the office? Sometimes you come across few. Nothing affects them. They are like, Aitad mama, aitad chalta. Nadishpodde, let dekh lenge, ab jo hoga. Actually, it's a very good thing. That you should have that little bit of relaxed nature. They are not inefficient. I mean, there is a thin line between lazy and inefficiency, But you should know that you are capable, you are doing your part, but don't take too much tension. But that is the problem with mind, right? 12 cases of suicide in a single, in each day, in one road in Bombay. 12 cases is the average in Mira Road. Do you know how many people are committing suicide in Hyderabad? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It doesn't come to our notice, but so many. And what is the main reason for that? Uncontrolled mind. They could not tell their mind that this doesn't belong to me. Why does a person commit suicide? Why does he even think of suicide? Because he doesn't want to accept the truth. As simple as that. His ego is too much shooting up. His ego says, no, this is what I want. But if you don't get it, and somebody says you don't deserve it, how can this happen to me? I don't want to live like that. Right? That is about, what did we discuss about? Adhyatmika. Next, Adi Bhautika, given by other living entities. Right? Now one is your own mind giving you problem. Second is what? Other living entities. Can you give me some examples? What other living entities can give problems? Stray dogs in the community, isn't it? Other living entities. You are walking nicely in the morning, they all run, you also run with them back into your block, isn't it? There is a living entity. What else? Anybody? Your mosquitoes, isn't it? Mosquitoes is a big problem. There are other living entities. Nicely they'll come and have a feast on your blood. What else? Any other living entities? Sometimes your neighbors. Isn't it? Sometimes neighbors, or sometimes people in the Telegram group. He wrote something. He wrote me like this. Whole night you are writing. Tick. He is writing, you are writing, he is writing. Your wife is saying, so jao ji. No, he wrote me like this. Khatam. Finish. Whole night gone. Isn't it? Other living entities. So there is Adhyatmika and also Adi Bhautika also. Adi Bhautika is he wrote. Adhyatmika is I am writing. Isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Society pressures. You go to a party. What do they ask? What is your son doing? Immediately, my son. I don't know what will happen to my son. Right? Simple question. Right? This is called problems given by other living entities. What else? You did not invest? Like they'll say. You did not invest? Why do you care where I invest? Another problem immediately. So people from outside they say, we all know about it. Why do you free advices? Isn't it? Free advices. Go to a party, they all will give free advices. Then there is a problem. Somebody, told me that you should buy a east-facing flat. So I bought a east-facing flat, right? And again somebody came and told me, east-facing mein sunlight nahi aata hai, west-facing is better. What to do now? Right? So there is always somebody creating some situation, and your mind immediately starts thinking. Uncontrolled mind, right? Or you bought a flat, you are very happy. Say in block number 1. Who stays in block number 3? Here, anybody? Yeah, block number 3. So you're happy with your flat, Madhu? Very happy. Which side facing is it? West facing. Very good. So you're seeing outside, right? So you're very happy. You're seeing outside, and suddenly you see a big villa coming out there. I should have bought a villa instead of a flat. So there are no end to desires. There is no end to desires, and outside people will keep on telling you, right? This is not good. Like appraisal time. How many people do appraisal? How many people do appraisal for you? I'll tell you how many people do for me. My boss does one. My wife does second. My Kamwali does third. My Kamwali also does, Arey sir, that other person he got increment, he increased my salary. What about your appraisal? My neighbor does, my relatives do, everybody is doing appraisal. Inka pole on site no, you're not. The kids also do appraisal, isn't it? So problems are brought by outside people, but if our mind is in control, we can say no to all these things. I am happy with what I am, very peaceful. Free advices. Pressures at work, same job, 15 years. Have you heard anybody saying? Adhe company lo, 15 years you're in the same job, like that, Or you have never traveled, you don't travel, you have not gone, especially in Andhra Pradesh. America bole da? The big problem, isn't it? Ask anyone, do you have any troubles? If you go, say, after this class you go outside and you meet somebody, any troubles are there? No mama, life is cool, bindas, like that they'll say. You speak for some more time, half an hour you speak to him, and then after that he'll start revealing. Actually my wife, or actually my boss, actually my son, just a matter of time, isn't it? Standard answers, I am cool, no problems. After 60 minutes, I hate my dash, right? Or if they say no problem at all, ultimately a mosquito will be a problem, isn't it? Mosquito will come and sting. They are called Adi Bhautika. Can you remember this? Adhyatmika means what? By your own mind. Adi Bhautika means other living entities around us, right? Doesn't have to be humans only. It can even be animals, birds, insects. Third one, Adi Daivika. Adi Daivika means what? Nature. Can you give me some examples? Floods. Huh? Tsunami, or what else? Drought. Drought is a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Is drought a problem? No water? Yes, it's a problem. See, living in my home communities, we feel that there will never be a water problem, isn't it? We have that confidence. Somebody will take care, so many are there, somebody will take care. I used to live in my home Jewel, there when I came it was a culture shock for me that they were using Manjira water for washing cars. I was like, "Arey, people are dying without water outside. These people are washing cars with Manjira water." I used to feel like that. When nobody even cared, water will come. There is no. Do you know that there are no bores in my home Jewel? There are no bores. There is no. Everything comes from outside Manjira water only. And one fine day, what happened? I think 3 years back. Does anyone know who lives there? What happened? Manjira water stopped. As a result of that, what happened? Tankers came inside. And when there are 14 floors, right, and there are 14 blocks, and you have tankers coming in, how will the water go up? They did not think about the problem that if they shoot the tanker water up, the ground floor people are not getting water. There is a problem. And the result of that is what? All the people living in my home Jewel, in one hand bucket, one hand iPhone. Come and stand in the line. Aaj itna hi milega. What can you do? You cannot go and claim, this is my own property. Where is Rama, that Rameshwara Garu, he told this, he told that. Nothing. When material nature hits you, nobody can save you. Nobody can save you. Right? So that is how we should be. We should be very appreciative and grateful to Krishna that is giving us water. And we should utilize it very, very limitedly. And we all should do that. Actually God consciousness means consciousness towards the nature also. We should tell our neighbors, don't waste water like that. We should tell these labor fellows also. The other day I saw one fellow kept a pipe in the garden, he forgot. And the water is going like, nobody is even seeing that. I saw some people walking, I was shouting, hey, band karo, band karo. Nobody is seeing. Because as long as I don't get the bill, it's okay. Isn't it? That conscious is not right. Adi Bhautika is seeing, Durga is seeing. How are you utilizing my energies? Right? It can be different things. Right? It can be tornadoes, it can be tsunamis, it can be fire, it can be so many things. They all come under Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. So these three problems are also there, isn't it? And what is the solution science gives? Normally, when we have these problems, immediately scientists will come forward and we feel that they can solve all the problems, right? Do you think they solve the problem or they increase the problem? They definitely increase the problem, right? What was the problem? See, earlier people used to live in a small place, very contained. Now they bought new transportation mechanism through buses and vans and trains, and now what happened? Now you are starting to live, father is in one place, mother is in one place. If you go to America, it's horrible. One of my relatives, the father stays in Detroit, mother stays in Maryland, son stays in Denver, another son stays in San Jose. They meet once in a year on 4th of July and feel that we are a family. They send a picture, we are a family. Job, you get dollars somewhere more, you go to every place, isn't it? So what is technology doing? How many feel that internet is a curse? You don't have to agree with me, but I feel so. Because earlier I never used to, there was not a need for working in the nights, isn't it? I used to work during the daytime, peacefully come. My father never worked in the nights. But now we are forced to work during the night. Why? Because we have nice access now. Can you believe that you can, we are all doing it. You can have a video call with somebody sitting in America for free. It's not for free. It is costing your life. That we don't know, isn't it? All these people are running call centers, accounting, the back-end processing centers. Don't you think they'll get karma? They'll get ugra karma. Because they have spoiled the lives of so many people. Their health is going for a toss. So many problems will come. Isn't it? So science is not solving problems. We externally might see that they are solving problems. How many have been to US? Anybody here? Many of you. Okay. Have you seen tomatoes shine so nicely in supermarkets? How come our Raitu Bazaar tomatoes don't shine like that? Have you thought about it? Tomatoes, if you go to supermarket, they shine like apples, First time I was like, apple or tomato? It's actually a tomato. How come it is shining? Another thing, if you buy a tomato, like I have a small farmhouse, sometimes I grow tomatoes. So the tomatoes, they don't last for more than 4 or 5 days. After they ripen, after you pluck it, 4 or 5 days they start, shrinking down and they go. How come the tomatoes in the supermarkets in America, they last for more than 2 weeks? The same, you bring it to the house, you keep it there, it will be shining also, it will remain like that also. What is going on? Right? Then some of us, we did a research, we actually tried to find out what is going on. So even if you throw the tomato from top to bottom, it will not bust. It will not break open. But in India it breaks open, wherever thankfully it breaks open. So why is it not breaking open? You know what they did with tomatoes? They went and they switched the DNA of a tomato with the DNA of fish skin. Fish skin is there, in that they pulled out the DNA properties, they mixed into the tomato plant, and now the outer layer of the tomato is getting the properties of a fish skin, which means it is stretchable and obviously it shines. Right? So even tomato is not vegetarian, if you have to look at it like that. It's madness. And why do you think people are getting so many diseases, especially children? What is it? Autism is growing pole to post. Why? Because body is reacting. What is reacting? I don't know what I'm eating. See, when you eat a normal tomato given by Krishna, you will know, body will immediately recognize tomato is coming inside, one signal will go. But when you eat this fish skin tomato, even brain is thinking, what is this? It looks like a tomato, but it doesn't feel like a tomato. Same thing is this called, what is that? A famous term, genetically modified GMO. GMO foods means what? We are genetically modifying. Once I was traveling in America in a flight, Southwest Airlines, and how many years traveled in Southwest Airlines anytime? Okay. They serve the peanuts, right? The masala peanuts, little peanuts they serve. I really like that. Whenever I go in Southwest, I immediately say 2 packets for me, the peanuts. So I opened the peanut, they serve right when it goes to the top, they start serving. As I was going to open, and suddenly a whole big siren came in the plane. Tant, 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 like that, immediately. What happened? Is the plane going to crash, or, all lights? And immediately the pilot started saying, do not open the peanut packets. I was holding it like this. What is wrong with the peanut packet? And they said, there is a child who is allergic to peanuts in the front row. He will die if you open it. Even the smell of peanut can choke the child to death. That is the amount of GMO modification that has been done, and some bodies don't react to it. My own friends' children, they have this milk allergy. In America, when they come to India, they don't have any milk allergy. When they are in America, they have milk allergy. Why? Because the milk is not milk. What do they do with the milk? Have you seen on the milk packet is written, very nutritious milk, homogenized and pasteurized. Have you seen that? What does, it feels nice, right, to say homogenized and pasteurized, as if they've done something good to us. What is the meaning of homogenized and pasteurized? How many here know? This is the problem. And on top of that, with added vitamin D, they'll write, with added vitamin D, homogenized, pasteurized. Now that disease has also come to India. Amul, Heritage, these people are doing it now. See, after you remove the milk, how long do you think the milk stays without breaking outside? Few hours, right? You have to boil it. You have to boil it and keep in the freezer. Otherwise it breaks. Is that true? Okay. In the last 2 years, how many of your milk packets broke? How many milk broke? Even once. Lift your hand. Don't you think there is something wrong here? Milk is supposed to break. Something can happen with the milk. How come the milk is not breaking? How come every milk packet that I open, it's absolutely fine? And the other day, they left some milk packets of my neighbor. They went on a vacation. They didn't inform the milk fellow. By the time they came, there were like 6-7 packets. And they told us, keep it. And they used it. And the packet was kept outside for the whole day. Because we also were not there. We came in the night. So whole day, almost 18 hours the packet was outside, and we gave it and they used it and nothing happened. It did not break. This, I mean, human intelligence, right? We should start thinking, what is going on? Something is wrong here. Milk is supposed to break. I have cows, we have cows. So when the milk comes, once in a week it breaks, or once in 10 days it breaks. And when it breaks, we make paneer out of it, or we make something else and we have it. It's very normal to break, because anything can make it break. For example, when you are milking the cow's urine, even one drop it falls, milk breaks, right? Or it's not properly kept in the right temperature, it breaks. But it is not breaking. So the milk life is only hardly few hours. And even if you store it, what is the main breaking factor in the milk? What do you call that? The malai, cream, the cream that comes out. So what they did, they want to increase the shelf life of milk. They want to increase the shelf life of milk. The milk should be in the shelf for a longer time, because then only people will buy, right? If it is broken, it's a loss for the company. So what they did, they pasteurize it. They pasteurize meaning extreme temperatures. Extreme temperatures, they boil the milk, they cool the milk, and they finally keep it. All the cream is removed through homogenization. They beat the milk, tap in machines. All the molecules are broken into pieces, right? And there is no cream. Even if the cream is there, the cream doesn't have any life. It's equal to chalk water. You take a chalk, you crush it, and it becomes white water. That is equal to that milk which is homogenized and pasteurized. There is nothing in that. And then after that, what happened? Some people put a case in FDA, Food Authority, in America, that this is a most essential food for children. Milk is essential food for children. If you pasteurize and homogenize it, there is nothing left in it. You know what the government, what these private companies did? They said, okay, what is the milk giving? Vitamin D. We will add vitamin D. So we'll homogenize it, we'll pasteurize it, and we'll add vitamin D. Now, where is the vitamin D coming from? One of my friends who is a scientist, he lives in Denver. He's related to a scientist. His name is Sanatan Priya. Sanatan Priya Prabhu. So I asked him, Prabhuji, where is it coming from? So he called a lot of companies and found out the information. It is coming from sheep skin oil. The sheep skin is there, especially the younger sheep. They remove their skin, they squish it, and the oil that comes out of that is a perfect thing that stays with the milk. It doesn't break. So many experiments are done, which is the right oil to put in the milk and try to make it stay for a long time with added vitamin D. Now you tell me what is going on here. Will children get allergy if they drink that milk? Obviously they'll get allergy, right? And what is it added vitamin D? Is milk vegetarian or non-vegetarian now? I mean, somebody who wants to be vegetarian, we had to travel 40 miles to find normal milk. In America, if you go to some shops like Sprouts or Whole Foods, there you have non-pasteurized, non-homogenized milk, raw milk, and you have pasteurized and homogenized milk. You know what is the price difference? Pasteurized and homogenized is $3, 3 dot something, and this is like $12, $15. What are we talking about? Normal milk, which is not homogenized or pasteurized. This is the cost that we are paying triple. Now, is science giving solution for our food problem, or we are creating more problems? We are creating more problems. All the pills that we are taking. Now, allopathy pills that you are taking. This pill solves your fever. Can you tell me a name of a pill? Dolo. Okay. Any pill for sore throat? Erythromycin. Famous. Prasad Prabhu told the famous one. Okay. Any drug for what do you call that? Allergy? Allegra. Cetirizine. Okay. So cetirizine solves allergy, erythromycin solves sore throat, and Dolo solves fever. Is there any proof that all these three things together, when they go into the body together, what will they do? I know individually what they do, but when they go together, what kind of chemical reactions happen inside your body, do we know? Does any doctor certify? Go and ask a doctor next time. He writes, ఇది పొద్దున రెండు ఇది రెండు సార్ ఒక్క నిమిషం ఇవన్నీ తీసుకుంటే కలిపి కడుపులో ఏమవుతుంది? ఇస్ దర్ ఎనీ ప్రూఫ్ దట్ chemicals, right, what happens if you put a green chemical and red chemical, it will blast. I don't know, in the laboratories we have done it, right? Chemistry classes, right? What are these made of? Who is taking accountability of what happens when things come together? Nobody is taking accountability. That is why Ayurveda is eternal, old. See, allopathy is not bad, but allopathy should be only used in emergency cases. But the science, what has the science done? It is giving us wrong beliefs, that, oh, it is all solved, it is all nice. Antibiotics is nice. Antibiotics is not nice. One of my friend's daughter, she was given antibiotics when she was young. Now she is suffering with asthma and so many other problems. Continuous antibiotics, stop. 3-year-old child is given antibiotics. It has the immediate effect later on. So science, whatever we are saying is science, is not helping, right? We are supposed to live where the rivers are. Now we have put so many bore wells, there is no water in the groundwater. Now we are telling water harvesting, right? So are we going back to the old? Why do you think they dug wells at that time? Why do you think they dug wells? It was natural way of water harvesting. Wells were not dug thin, they were dug wide. If you go to the old villages, they were dug wide. And where are the wells dug? In the most low regions. Wherever the lowest region, they dug a big well. So when the rain happens, all that water will go inside. This was the science our ancestors knew, right? They knew it even from the past, but unfortunately. So anyway, I'm not trying to tell science is all bad. Science also gave me this mic. Science also gave us a projector. But we are using this for Krishna's service. We are using this in devotion, right? So this is a good use of science. But then thinking that all my problems in life will be solved by technology is foolishness. They will not be solved by technology. And especially the problem of birth, death, old age and disease. Can science solve this? Walt Disney, the main, what he did? At the time of death, some scientists came and told him that we are doing a research, we will give life back into the body. It's just a matter of time. We are in the last stages of research. He gave them billions of dollars. And he told, store my, safeguard my body, and whenever your research is done, give me back my life. Even today, Walt Disney's body is there. It is safeguarded in some fridge. And those scientists, even today, they are doing the research as if life will come back. Nothing came back. His body is rotting. That's all is happening. Isn't it? So nobody can solve the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. No science can solve. Yes, we have to appreciate science, we have to learn science, we have to use science, but then understand that science necessarily not always solves the problems. It can even aggravate the problem. They created an insect. See, first of all, to guard the fences, at one point in America they created a creeper. The creeper has a lot of thorns. So if you put that thing, the creeper goes around the whole land and you can safeguard it. But then the creeper started growing so much that they didn't know what to do. Then they manipulated some insect which can go and eat that creeper. And the insect started growing in thousands and millions because no birds are recognizing that insect. Birds are coming, looking at that insect and going away. But actually, what is the nature of the bird? It eats that insect. Because you manipulated, even the insect is uncontrollable. Then they came with something else. These all things are happening in the background. Right? Whenever we try to manipulate what is given by nature, we will have to pay the consequences. Right? So what is knowledge? We'll end with this slide. We're almost done. What is the meaning of knowledge? If I have to ask you, what is knowledge? Can anybody define what is knowledge? Whatever that comes to your mind. That gives information. Okay. Understanding of good and bad is knowledge. Yes. Anything else, Prabhuji? To know something. Yes. Anything else that comes? What you call as knowledge and what you should not call as knowledge. Right? For example, if I say, I will teach all of you next week how to make a time bomb. Is that knowledge? It's knowledge only, right? According to our definition, some information, something that we know. Isn't it? But is there a definition for knowledge? English dictionary doesn't define what is knowledge. But Vedas define what is knowledge. Veda Vyas, in the second verse of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Puran is saying, repeat after me, Vedyam, Vastavam, Atra, Vastu, Shivadam, Tapa. What is the meaning of this? Repeat after me. The highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. This is knowledge. Now let's elaborate these four things that is Vedavyas is saying. The highest truth. Knowledge means the highest truth. Meaning, oh Prabhu, according to me right now this is the truth. No. The highest truth. What is the smallest thing? Newton. He got an Oscar. Sorry, not Oscar, one Nobel. After he died. Next was what is the smallest? Proton. Then nucleus. They also got Nobels, and then the next what? Right? So people are changing the truths. In our textbook there was Pluto. Where is Pluto now? Pata nahi kidhar gaya. Textbook mein se bhi chala gaya, isn't it? So knowledge means the highest truth. We are not talking about truth that we are finding out. Real knowledge means the highest truth. Is mother's milk good for the child? Is this the highest truth? Yes. There is no discussion on this. Is that true? There is no discussion on this. Because this is coming from Ayurveda. In Ayurveda is saying that the first few months child should drink mother's milk. There is no question asked. Especially the first few days. Whatever watery that comes out, that is the greatest vaccination for the children. People drink Junnu Palu. You know that Junnu Palu? Right after. You know how important that milk is? It gives us the vaccinations that nobody can give. And especially cow's Junnu Palu. Very rare. If you get that, you should immediately take it. Because that is what it is giving for the calf. And we take some portion of it. The greatest medicine it gives. Right? So this is the highest truth. There is no discussion on this. Okay. Now, second one. What is that? Is reality. Meaning, it is not like today it is real, tomorrow it can be disproved. It has to be real. It is true. Right? Next. Distinguishes from illusion. Meaning what? It removes our illusion. For example, after coming to sessions here, now you are thinking, Prabhuji, real problems are different in life. Meaning what happened? This knowledge has started making you think about something higher. Isn't it? Till yesterday I did not know, but now I know. And in future you will learn so many more things. Right? So Vedic knowledge, when it comes into our life, automatically it changes our attitude towards life. We start seeing things in a different way. Isn't it? So it distinguishes us from illusion. Illusion has to go away. Right? Tomorrow if you see somebody's dead body, somebody has died, you'll start thinking, that is a truth. It can come to me also. Isn't it? You start. Otherwise before that, nikalo, abhi kitna time ho raha hai, remove that fellow, he is already dead, like that. So knowledge reveals, so it removes the illusion, distinguished from illusion. And the most important thing, the last one, for the welfare of all. Vedavyas is saying, what is knowledge? It should be for the welfare of all. Preparing poison is not for the welfare of all. Making bombs is not for the welfare of all. Right? Or somebody teaching some bad things to somebody else, it is not a good knowledge to learn. Isn't it? It should be for the welfare of all. This is the definition of knowledge. Remember this. What is it? The highest truth is reality that distinguishes from illusion and is for the welfare of all, is knowledge. And that is what is Vedas. That is what is Vedas. Veda is like our mother. If you open Bhagavad Gita or any of the Puranas, any sentence that comes is for your welfare. And you don't need to doubt it. For example, if you go to your mother's house and your mother brings a glass of juice for you, will you say, Vishamunda? Will you ask like that to your mother? Yemundi lopata? Yemeshnav? What did you keep it? Did you ask your mother like that? No. Why? You immediately take that and you drink. Right? Because you know your mother is thinking about your welfare. My son has come in the sun, it's so hot outside. As soon as my mother, when I go to her house, they live in Vidyanagar. So whenever I go, as soon as I go, she gives me a buttermilk or she gives me some lemon juice. Definitely, and I know that she is thinking about me. Or she says, Dinesh Uchava, have you come? So do we doubt our mother? We never doubt our mother. In the same way, we should not doubt Vedas. Vedic scriptures are not to be doubted. Always we should learn from them. Right? Our Vedic culture says In our Vedic culture, poor man was satisfied. But in the modern culture, even the rich person is unsatisfied. That is the difference between Vedic culture and the modern culture. Is having hospitals and medical shops in every street a mark of advancement? Actually, people think other way around, The other day I was asking my friend, he told he bought a villa in Tellapur. So I asked him, hey, why did you buy that villa there? You know what he told? Mama, Apollo, Sunshine, anni vastunnayi akkadiki, he told. If Apollo and Sunshine is coming there, what does it mean? That there are more diseased people there. Something wrong is happening there, isn't it? Will you take a house between Central Jail, Tihar Jail and local jail? Will you take a house there? Why you will not take? God knows who will escape and come into my house, isn't it? So you will not take a house there. That means many criminal people live. The same way, if you have Apollo Hospital here, Care Hospital here, Continental here, Sunshine here, and they are all running very nicely, will you take a house there? There is a problem. That place is a big problem. If you go to a village where there is no hospital, is that a safe place to live? It is. See our mind, how it is thinking exactly reverse. It's thinking exactly reverse. The problem is we are thinking that they will save us. You are not understanding that. See, I'll tell you a live example. When we went, 2 years back, we went to this Kedarnath, the Chardham Yatra. At one place, one of the persons, he lost his insulin. And we had to go and buy. Without insulin, it's very difficult. So immediately we took a local car and we started going. Do you know that in some parts of those hill stations, in medical shops, there is no insulin? There is no insulin. Why? Because there is nobody diabetic. They don't know what is diabetes. They don't know, and does it mean they are in a good situation or bad situation? They are in a very good situation. They don't have diabetic problem there. People work very nicely. The sun, they are under the sun. They have all good food they are eating. So that is the advantage, right? So look at the way our mind thinks. In the same way, when Vedic knowledge comes, it turns your understanding. Till now you are thinking life in a certain way. It completely turns the other way around. Because the truth distinguishes from reality. That is knowledge, isn't it? The real things will come in front of you. Say this word, Shastra Chakshu. Shastra Chakshu. Chakshu means vision. Chakshu means vision, eyes, right? Shastra means knowledge, disciplinic knowledge that is coming. So when you get Vedic knowledge in another few weeks, maybe another month, if Krishna permits, we are all here together, we continue this knowledge. After some time, you can see Shastra Chakshu outside in your life. You will start seeing the vision of scriptures. Till now, how are you seeing? The way I think. But suddenly you will start seeing, Shastra Chakshu. For example, if a dog comes and sleeps like this, what do you think? Ahara Nidra Bayam Haitunamcha. Isn't it? Prabhuji told, we discussed. See how nicely it is sleeping. No conference call, no office appointment. Isn't it? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. So you get the Shastra Chakshu. Knowledge transforms us. Right? We'll start thinking what is right, what is the most important thing. Now, this will cover in the next topic. Does happiness comes? What is the time? 9:40. Right? So, okay. We'll wrap up. I think it's, you want to continue 10 more minutes? I can finish this slide. Is it okay? I don't want to take your Sunday morning, I don't want you to starve. Okay, so she made prasadam, it is there. Okay, so I'll quickly try to finish this. Normally what people think, we want to enjoy. And how do you enjoy? You enjoy through your senses, isn't it? And what are the senses to enjoy? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. I've already written it here, so it's even easy. But we know, right? When we touch something smooth, we nice, it's good. And when we see something beautiful, we enjoy it. Or when we eat, our tongue enjoys it, isn't it? When we listen some nice music, we enjoy it. But do you think these senses are actually giving you real enjoyment, or they are cheating you? So this is the biggest thing that scriptures explain. Do you think senses are giving you real enjoyment, or they are cheating you? Or can you be cheated through the senses? Right? Like temporary and disappointment. The only problem, see, what the enjoyment that we are getting is true only, but the problem is it's temporary. It will not last for too long. Right? Tongue likes gulab jamun. How many like gulab jamun here? Yes, I like. Right? So how many gulab jamun can you eat? 1, 2, 3. అయిపోయిందా? Right? After that it's temporary. After that you don't feel like eating one. Isn't it? Like that. Sense gratification is not the source of happiness. For example, eyes. Can eyes cheat you? Like a moth. A moth, what does it do? The moment it sees light, too much light, it gets attracted. And where is the maximum light coming from? Fire. Right? It goes and keeps on hitting itself in the fire. Have you seen those light bulbs? And the insects go on hitting, they literally burn themselves to death. Because the eyes are attracting and they're going and thinking that this is where the enjoyment is. Even us, sometimes we think that this is good for us. But actually it's not good for us. Though it is attractive to the eyes, it may not be good for us. We should understand. Why? Like seeing this doesn't mean that it is good. Right? People like to see some nasty things on the internet. It is for their good? It is definitely not for their good. But still they like to see it. So what to do? Right? Some movie comes, that recently I was seeing some ad, some trailer. I don't watch much movies, but sometimes the trailers just pop up. And that South Indian hero, what is that? Allu Arjun. Some movie came. I don't know movie name. Some. So in that movie, I think that movie, or I don't know, somebody took a axe and he hit it on somebody's head. And the head is like this, the axe is standing on the head, and the hero is walking behind like this. Do you think it's a good scene to see? It is not. Violence is not good. That the tendency goes into you. The tendency goes into you. There was an incident in Hartford, Connecticut, I think in 2013. One child, he went. No, we were not in Boston. We were in Denver that time. I remember. Yeah. So that boy, how old was that boy? He was, I think, 12 years old. He went and he took a gun. He got into a kindergarten school and he shot all the kindergarten children. He killed like kindergarten children. Just imagine, small little children. They are playing and he took a gun and he shot all of them. Why he did that? He killed his mother first. And then he went. Why he did that? Because he used to like playing video games. And what is the video game that he likes to play? Gun shooting video game. Every video game is that gun shooting, PlayStation or whatever that he has, Xbox. He is only using the shooting games to play. Isn't it? Now you might say, Prabhuji, video games se kya hota hai? Bahut kuch hota hai. Isn't it? He exactly knew where to shoot. He got trained how to shoot. And to make matters worse, his mother had a very nice hobby. And what was the hobby? To collect guns. She had so many nice guns in the house, readily available for this fellow. One day morning he got angry on his mother, whatever discussion happened. He directly went inside, removed the guns, shot his mother first, then he went to his mother's school. In the same anger, he shot the children. And this became a national news. President of America, Obama, literally cried on the screen. What can you do? What can you do? Right? So whatever we see is not good. Don't be in the illusion. When we are seeing these movies, it doesn't affect us. It does affect us. It does give us ideas. It does give us things, in our mind, which we would have never done, we will do because we have seen it. Right? Next, ears. A deer, do our ears cheat us? Ears also cheat us. Whatever we are listening, is it good for us? Everything that we listen, is it good for us? No, we should be very careful from whom we are hearing, what we are hearing. Right? Sometimes what we are hearing, we may not like it. Like, I'm sorry, today I told some things very harsh. You may not like it, but is it for your good? It is for your good. Sometimes we have to accept the knowledge when it comes from Vedas. Not that I am telling good, but I am repeating what is there in the Vedas. Right? This is not good for you, this is good for you, this is best for you. You may not like it. Prabhuji, you will unnecessarily go on food now. Don't bring religion and food together. I like to eat what I like to eat. But I'm sorry, I'm not here to do a sales. I'm going to tell you things that you will not like. One of you might get up and say this is nonsense and walk away. Does it mean I have to change my truth? Should I change? No. But that is what people are doing outside. They are changing. Because if I tell some things, people will run away. I will not tell those things. I will only tell what they like to hear. Isn't it? So that's wrong. That is what is cheating. So ears also can cheat you. Tongue. Does the tongue always, whatever tongue likes, is it good for you? It is said, I mean, I should not say that because I am fat myself, but it said obesity comes not because you eat what your stomach likes, you eat what your tongue likes. Right? When your tongue likes something and you start eating it, you get obesity. As simple as that. But if you eat for your health, will you ever become obese? You will never become obese. Isn't it? Like what does a fish do? They keep a hook, they keep the worm onto the hook, and then the fish goes and eats it. Is the tongue cheating the fish? It is cheating the fish, isn't it? The same way our tongue also will cheat us. Tongue is used for two things. One is to eat, one is to speak. Right? We all should eat prasadam every day. That is the best thing to do. Like they have nice prasadam they are making, right? Pulihodra. How many like the prasadam in the temple? I wait for it in the morning. I can't come sometimes because I have to go for some work. But my wife, she goes, she gets that thing in the morning. At least little I want to have, isn't it? It's a great benediction. And now also we got prasadam. She cooked in the morning. I don't know what she made, but it was offered to. We have deities in the house, so she offered. Why we bring prasadam? Why we should eat prasadam? Because when Krishna eats that, Krishna blesses that food. When it comes into us, it changes our consciousness. Prasada, Prabhu ke Sakshat Darshan. Right? It will immediately change our consciousness. I'll tell you one incident. One lady, her son had lot of what is that called? Hyper child. He doesn't sit at a place, throws this, does this, very hyper child. And they came to a temple in West Virginia, there is ISKCON temple. There that mother came, and the child was not allowing the mother to even stand. He was going on doing things, here throwing this, throwing that, and that mother started crying, literally started crying. And there was a brahmachari there, one devotee. He asked, "Ayyo amma, enduku edustunnava, why are you crying? Sit down." Then she told that, "Prabhuji, what to do? This child has made my life into hell. I can't sleep, I can't read, I can't do devotion, I can't even think anything properly. My husband is also not able to help. He goes to office, he is like completely uncontrolled. What to do, I don't know." This is a true incident that happened. And that brahmachari told her one simple advice. He said, "Amma, stop giving him cornflakes, stop giving him machine made food, stop giving him outside food. You cook every day. You cook every day and you offer it to Krishna. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes to offer. You keep a little tulsi plant, separate plate for Krishna. You should have not in your plate, definitely not in a paper plate. Buy a nice plate only for God. Whatever you cook, keep it in that and keep a tulsi, offer it. Just keep it. If you can't chant anything, just chant Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then after some time, take it and feed it to your child. Let everybody in the house eat that. She did it. In 3 months, the lady came back to the temple and she told Prabhu, he's absolutely normal now. My child is like really normal. He's not misbehaving. He's cranky and naughty, but he's not, doing the things that he used to do. Breaking things up, throwing things up, shouting at people. Completely toned down. Why? Because food carries consciousness. How many know this? That food carries, how many accept food carries consciousness? It does. When you go and eat in a hotel outside, the cook, his consciousness goes into that food. No, Prabhuji, I don't believe. Does your mother's food taste nice or no? Tell me. Any mother, when the mother cooks, talli amma ondindante, immediately మనసులో పట్టుకెళ్ళిపోతుంది. The moment you eat it, you feel, మా చాలా బాగుంది. It immediately nourishes your soul because that is love. There is love inside that food. You can keep 5 items there. Don't tell which one your mother made. You will eat that and you will tell this is different. No need to tell also. So much consciousness, the food carries, isn't it? The same way, food also carries a consciousness. So our tongue can cheat us. When we go and eat anywhere, here, there, any gara, just imagine if there is a rapist in some hotel. He is working like a cook. That fellow is cooking your fried rice, and that fried rice comes to you and you eat it. Your mind will be spoiled after eating that. You will get nasty thoughts, you will get wrong behavior, anger will come out. I don't know how many of you experience, but after eating in a hotel you come out and your consciousness is all disturbed. It happens. If you start observing, it happens. Especially if you start eating prasadam only. If you offer everything to Krishna and you eat, after some time you start eating little from outside, you will not like it. something is not right, like that. So your tongue can cheat you. You should be very careful with your tongue. Yes, it gives you enjoyment. You have to control. And what is the second thing tongue does? Speaking, isn't it? It helps you speak. Now, if you speak about wrong things, it's not good. But some people say you should do Mauna Vratam. How many heard? There is some institutions say don't speak for 2 days. What is the use of not speaking for 2 days? Our third day you will speak all the quota of 2 days also, isn't it? Instead of stopping to speak, speak about Krishna, speak about Lord Narayan, speak Ramayana, speak Mahabharata, speak Bhagavad Katha, isn't it? True controlling of tongue is about using the tongue in service of God. Repeat this verse. Hrishikena, Hrishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. Hrishikena, Hrishikesha Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. Bhagavatam is saying, which means what? Hrishik means senses. Hrishikesha means the master of the senses. Right? I use my senses in service of the master of the senses. Then automatically senses are in control. Following me? And that is bhakti. That is bhakti. What is the definition of bhakti? Bhakti means what? 5 coconuts, 2 agarbattis? What is bhakti? Ambika, agarbatti. Bhakti? Bhakti means, okay. How many knows? Anybody who knows how to draw? Artist here? Yes. What is the name? Huh? Ashrita. Yes, Ashrita. So Ashrita knows how to draw. If she draws, if you take a nice A4 size paper, sit outside the temple and draw the whole deity, right? That is bhakti. That is bhakti. If she can use the same drawing skills to make nice muggu, outside the temple, that is bhakti, isn't it? Anybody knows how to cook nicely? I mean, obviously all Matajis know, but Prabhujis also might know. Right? Yeah. So if you know how to cook, what do you cook very nicely, Mataji? Huh? What does your mother cook nicely? What does your mother cook nicely? Huh? Cake. Right? So if she makes cake and she gives it to Krishna, that is bhakti. As simple as that. Bhakti is not a complicated definition, Prabhu. Bhakti is whatever skill that God has given to you. Like managerial skill. Ramesh Prabhu has nice managerial skill. He brings everybody and somehow he arranges, so many things in the temple. That is bhakti. You just have to use your skill in service of God. Isn't it? Somebody likes to make presentations. Who makes good PowerPoint presentations here? Anybody? Lift your hand. Prabhuji makes good So make presentations about Ramayana and present it like this to children. That is bhakti. So everything we can employ in service of God, all the senses can be applied in sense of God, and that is bhakti. Did we all understand the definition of bhakti? Any skill that God has given us, we are giving it back to God. That is bhakti. Right? So tongue can also cheat us, provided we eat and we speak the right things. Nose can also cheat us. Right? Have you heard of a musk deer? Right? There is a smell that comes from its own self, from its own body it comes, but the deer is searching for it. It's called musk. Actually, this is a very, very costly perfume called musk perfume. Very, very expensive. So that they remove from the body of the deer, and they make that perfume. It searches for the smell everywhere and ultimately dies with thirst because it doesn't have time to drink water also. It is searching everywhere. Nose can also cheat us. And what about skin? Can skin teach us, like cheat us? Touch. Elephants. You know how they catch an elephant? They simply send a male elephant in front of a female elephant. And the male elephant will look at it, likes to touch. The sense of touch is very nice for the elephants, even for the humans. But elephants, as an example here, what do? They make a big ditch. They make a big ditch and then they put all, grass above it. So they just cover it completely and they make the female elephant stand on this side and they somehow block the way in such a way that the male elephant comes and falls in the ditch. And as soon as the male elephant falls in the ditch, what do? They don't give food for 1 week. You know that? They don't give food for 1 week. They take a stick and they beat that elephant like anything. They completely thrash that elephant. And after 1 week of thrashing, the elephant is brought outside. And after the elephant comes out, even a small fellow, 4 feet fellow, can stand and tell the elephant, do this, and the elephant will do. Elephant loses its consciousness. What is that fellow? That small 4 feet. It can hold him and throw, he'll fall in Gachibowli flyover. Isn't it? But still, the elephant starts, surrendering to that fellow because it is totally scared. That is how they subdue. That is how, the sense of touch has cheated the elephant also. So whatever we touch is not good. The enjoyment is very temporary. Does anyone know here how people catch monkeys? How do you catch a monkey? How do they catch in Braj? Okay. So it's very simple. You know what they do? They take a pot, right? The pot, the funnel through which the water is fed is very small. It is as big as the monkey's hand, right? And they take one fruit exactly fitting that much size and they keep it inside the pot. And they leave the pot outside. Next day morning you'll come, monkey is holding its hand and it is jumping there. What did the monkey do? It's very greedy for that fruit. It will keep its hand inside. It will catch that fruit. See, its hand was exact size to go inside. But with the fruit it will not come outside. That's such a foolish monkey. It will not leave that fruit. Till morning you go, you brush your teeth, it will be sitting there only. It will be doing like this, It will not leave that fruit. If it leaves that fruit, it will come outside. And coolly he'll go, he'll tie its neck, he'll nicely, till then also it is still holding that only. Then finally they pull the hand out, leaving the fruit. That is how they catch a monkey. Don't think it's monkey, it's all of us also. We are also tied to so many attachments. Unless we leave it sometimes, we will not experience happiness. Right? The real enjoyment is not in satisfying these senses. The real enjoyment is in satisfying the senses of Varahadev, senses of Bhuvara Swami or Krishna. Isn't it? Yes, Madhavi.
What's the example of deer and deer?
The deers are very scared by nature. They hear a little sound and they run away. Right? And the sound also cheats them. Completely. They are always very, very scared. Like that. Yeah. So, what is the real goal of human life? A permanent solution for real problems in life. Is that right? The goal of life, if somebody asks, Prabhu, what is your goal of life? I want a permanent solution for real problems in life, not temporary problems. So next time if we are all going to Tirupati, what are we going to ask Lord Balaji? Promotion dila do, business bada do. No. Problems se mukti do. What problems? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. These 4 problems, Krishna somehow fix these problems. Right? That is what we should ask. And permanent relief from all miseries. What are the 3 miseries? Miseries created by mind, by outside people, other living entities, and third by nature, material nature. Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Okay, remember that. And an eternal life of bliss, peace and happiness, isn't it? Don't we want, that light is not good for you. Yeah, stay there. Actually, that light, it disturbs your sight. Yeah, so an eternal life of bliss, peace and happiness, right? So don't we want an eternal life? How many here want to get into a situation that you will never die? No? Everybody wants to die here? We should not die. I mean, that is not our nature. We don't feel like dying. How many here have planned today to die? We have not planned today to die, right? No, that because we don't want to. As simple as that, isn't it? But we are forced to die. We are forced to die. Unfortunately, we are forced to die. So we want to get into a situation where there is no death and where there is permanent happiness. Happiness is not temporary. Like I am watching Jabardast, I am feeling happy. Jabardast serial got over, I am unhappy. Right? In earlier days, they used to punish people. How punish? They used to hold the head like this, take to the water and dip in the water. Inside the water. They'll pull you outside. He'll say. Then again, they'll pull you outside. And just when he pulls you outside, take a mic and ask, are you happy? What is that for? I am happy. Like that. Again take a mic. Are you happy? I am happy. Again, is that happiness? Tell me, is that happiness? No. That's a gap between 2 miseries, isn't it? Misery now, misery then. In between, that is not happiness. So our life is also like that. We are between Misery is sometime when we are feeling nice, we are saying it's happiness. That's not happiness. On top of that, Bollywood even confuses. Kabhi khushi kabhi gum, tararam pam pam. Kabhi khushi kabhi gum, adjust karo. No, there is no adjustment. We don't want to be unhappy. We don't want to live an unhappy life. We don't want to live. We don't want to die. And we always want to be blissful. If this is what we want, we should go and ask Krishna. This is what we want, we should ask Krishna. He'll get the answer. Now that we know these problems are there, so the next question is what? Who created these 4 problems? You should know, right? Prabhu, you told Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Next you told what? Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Next you told science also cannot resolve it. Now what is my situation? Who is creating these problems? Who is creating? This is the last slide. Who is creating? Won't you ask this question? Huh? Won't everybody ask this question? Who is creating this problem? Like tomorrow morning you got up from your bedroom, you came outside, your front door is not there. Your front door of the house is not there. What will you do? Will you simply go to the kitchen and make your tea? What will you do? What is this? Immediately you will put in the telegram. Picture laga ke, picture laga. Mera front door gaya bolke immediately. That's what people are doing now. Okay, next you'll go to the maintenance office. What is this? Who removed my front door? How can it happen? I was sleeping. Security breach, like that. Right? You will create a huge noise, isn't it? Will we do it or not? Yes. Now somebody is giving you death, old age, disease. Won't you ask who is doing it? Is that not a natural thing to ask? Who is doing it? Right? That is what we are going to do next session. So who is the source who is creating all this? Who is that? God. Prabhu, does that God even exist? Does that God even exist? So next session, please come. We are going to discuss about scientifically, does God exist or no? Because our children are going to ask this question tomorrow. Show me God. Dikao, kidhar hai? Did you see God? Like that people ask, right? We are going to give an answer to them. Right? And scientifically, we will try to learn, does God exist as per Shastra and as per our own examples. We will go through that. Okay? So, pretty much we have ended. Any questions at this point? Thank you for your patience.